Greetings everyone. Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today there is a lot of news to cover. There are some Americans who are being asked by the IRS to send back their $1,400 third stimulus checks. Congress is currently working on increasing benefits for people that receive Social Security and other federal program benefits. Today I will also be discussing whether you are eligible to receive a plus up payment from the IRS this month. Thank you everyone for being here. I greatly appreciate it. I really hope you are all having a wonderfully blessed day. So this Friday, I will be giving away a $75 Amazon gift card. To enter the giveaway, all you'll have to do is subscribe to my channel, share the video, like the video, and comment below. Thank you so much, everyone. So currently, there are millions of Americans in the US right now that could use another stimulus check. But the IRS is telling some group of people that they have to send back their third stimulus check. So let's go over the groups of people that will have to send their third stimulus payment back to the IRS. According to the IRS, anyone who died before January 1st, 2021 is not eligible for a third stimulus check. So if you filed a joint 2020 tax return and your spouse died before 2021, you will have to return any stimulus payment that was issued to your deceased spouse. In addition, non-resident aliens are not eligible for a third stimulus check, but a person who's a qualifying resident alien is eligible for a third stimulus payment as long as they have a valid Social Security number and isn't claimed as a dependent on someone else's tax return. So if you are not in any of those listed groups, you do not have to return your third stimulus payment, which is certainly wonderful news. Who will be receiving a plus up payment from the IRS? Well, a plus up payment is a supplement to the stimulus money that the IRS has already paid out. So if you did not receive the correct amount the first time the IRS sent your stimulus money, then the agency will be sending you a plus up payment to correct the error. Also, if you receive your stimulus payment through direct deposit, then you will get your plus up payment via direct deposit as well. But if the IRS doesn't have your details on file, you may be receiving a paper check in the mail instead. The Internal Revenue Service says plus up payments will be sent out on a weekly basis as the agency processes 2020 tax returns. So please don't worry if you don't receive your plus up payments this week. It is so sad and troubling that there are still so many of you that have not received a third stimulus check. Technically, the IRS has until December 31st, 2021 to completely finish sending out all third stimulus payments to all eligible Americans. You may have to file a 2020 tax return if the IRS does not have your up-to-date banking or mailing information on file. U.S. Department of Agriculture has announced that there will be a temporary increase of Supplemental Nutrition Assistant Program benefits. According to the government, benefits will automatically be loaded to recipients' electronic benefits transfer card this Friday, April 16th. The USDA says that it would be increasing SNAP benefits, which is also known as food stamps, by 15% through funds from President Joe Biden's $1 trillion American Rescue Plan. According to a press release from the White House, the increase will provide about $3.5 million people in households experiencing food insecurity, working out to an average of $28 more per person every month. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack said in a statement, "We cannot sit by and watch food insecurity grow in the United States. The American Rescue Plan brings help to those hurting the most due to this crisis. It increases SNAP benefits so households can afford to put food on the table. It invests in working people in small towns and small businesses to get the economy back on track." Now the government needs to work on passing an extra $200 a month for Social Security recipients. President Joe Biden is rolling out the second part of his three-part Build Back Better plan. In his second legislative push, President Biden wants to invest over $2 trillion in infrastructure for the future. But Democratic colleagues in Congress want President Biden to also include recurring stimulus payments in his plan to support millions of Americans who are struggling during this crisis. President Biden is definitely focused on helping the American people. So in the next coming weeks, he is expected to present the details of the third portion of the plan, the American Families Plan. This is his plan to restore the middle class and help families make ends meet. It is very likely that a fourth stimulus check will be included in this part of President Biden's plan.
It's time to talk This Week in Bidenomics with Yahoo Finance's own Rick Newman. And Rick, you took a look at the impact of one of President Biden's tax proposals, and specifically that 15% minimum tax on book income for large companies. And I'm wondering which companies are getting impacted by this, and what are the implications that you're seeing so far?
Right. So this is the week Biden did formally unveil his corporate tax plan. We're going to get more plans in a few weeks, I think, on raising some individual income tax rates. But one of the changes from what Biden said he wanted to do when he was a candidate is this minimum corporate tax. So the original threshold for income was $100 million, and Biden has now raised that threshold to $2 billion. So you wouldn't be facing this corporate minimum tax unless you make at least $200 billion in profit or net income. So I was very curious. How many companies actually hit that threshold, and what's the difference between the old threshold and the new? Well, I counted, I used S&P Capital IQ data here, and I found of the S&P 500 companies, only 124 have income over $2 billion if you're going back on the last 12 months. And if you were to go much lower than that, down to the $100 million threshold, it would be more than 400 companies. So there are something like 280 companies that would have faced this minimum tax under the old plan and do not face the tax under the new plan. So I think this is actually a flaw in the plan. I mean, it's basically just setting an arbitrary threshold. Used to be 100 million, but now it's 2 billion. And if you make more than that, well, we're going to hit you with this alternative minimum tax. It's not clear Congress is going to pass it. But if Congress does pass it, I think that we're going to find companies starting to play a lot of clever games with the way they report income. So maybe to get under that $2 billion threshold.
Yeah, Rick, that's interesting there, the arbitrary threshold comment that you just had, because I guess that really points to the fact that maybe there is no, or what is the rationale for drawing that higher profit threshold? And it sounds like we don't really know what that rationale would be, or if there is one.
I don't think there's a solid economic rationale, but I think the political rationale is obvious. And it's sort of like how administration is thinking here. And if you go down to cover mostly every company in the S&P 500. First of all, that's going to affect companies all over the country. Literally, it's probably going to hit companies in literally every state and every big city. But if you limit it to just the big companies, voters aren't really going to get too upset if you go after the big companies. By definition, if you're basing this on profit, these are the most profitable companies, so they are thriving by definition. There's not a lot of love for some of these companies.
That is the end of the video, everyone. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll do my very best to answer any questions that you may have. Please don't forget to enter the $75 Amazon gift card giveaway by subscribing to my channel, sharing the video, liking this video, and commenting below. Thank you so much, and have a very, very blessed day.